Hello Pisces, so I'm doing your weekly reading for the 5th of October to the 12th, and I'm going to be taking a look into your situation, why it's happening, what's going on in your blind spot, what it is that's working for you, and how it's likely going to play out as well. Okay, I am going to take that one because clearly it wanted to come out. So let's just really quickly, I'm making a bit of a hash of this, Pisces. It's quite a chaotic day today for me, so if you just bear with me. Right, so your situation, awakened spirit and desire to change, right? So clearly there is a huge desire to change something up, to do something differently, to make improvements right across the board here, right? And it says helping others, creating a healthier lifestyle, breaking free from any restrictions, impatience with the industrial machine of society. Oh, that's quite deep. Yeah, Pisces, I don't know how much I'm going to be allowed to say. This reading, I don't know, it might have to go on Patreon, depending on how much I end up saying, okay? I'll try and work through it. So obviously we've got a lot of things going on, right? I'm not pushing any sort of agenda, right? I'm reading the cards, I'm reading the energy. This is your message. Okay. There's a lot going on politically right now, right? Some people agree with what's going on, other people disagree with what's going on. And it seems to be that there's too many naive individuals out there who will just quite willfully be spoon-fed. Anything that's going to make them feel more comfortable. Right, anything that's going to give them this sort of false sense of security. If you just give me a minute, Pisces, I've just realised I forgot to put my rings back on after I washed the dishes. So I'll do that now as I'm explaining this, right? Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And it's giving rise for you at this frustration of, oh my God, how can people be so dumb? How can people be so naive? How can they be so trusting? Why can't people see what it is that's being pushed here, right? And then it literally says, look, impatience with the industrial machine of society. People just not wanting to maybe put their head above the parapet and not wanting to change anything, okay, afraid of the backlash, anything like that. This is coming out in your energy, Pisces, because some of you guys, you are genuinely feeling really frustrated with the current status quo, with the way that things are, and you know how much damage is being done to regular people, yourself, me, your neighbor, right, your work colleagues. It's like you can see everything that's going on here. So they're saying here, it starts with you, okay? If you want to make the big changes, you got to start by making the small changes first, right? And it starts with you. So what in your life is going to help you to create a healthier lifestyle? Start doing that, and then it's going to grow. It's going to have ripple effects, okay? So yeah, this energy, it does come out when frustrations are involved. Yeah. I think that message is okay for YouTube, because I didn't, do you know what I mean? I've got to be really careful, and especially I'm in the UK as well. If you're also in the UK, you'll know exactly what's going on. If you're across the pond, you would have seen rumours and stuff about what has been going on in the UK. I can confirm rumours are true. Rumours are true, right? I've got to leave it at that. Blue flame for your strongest overall energy. You have passed many tests. It's time to consciously walk in truth and integrity, and to lead by example. Okay, so the blue flame is all about when you shine your light, Pisces, you give other people hope. You give other people something to follow, right? Okay, let's get the tarot out and we'll start clarifying this energy. So can you help us clarify this awakened spirit for Pisces, helping others to achieve a healthier lifestyle? Can you tell us more about this, please? And breaking free from the restrictions. What's going on for Pisces? Okay. So the thing is with this energy, Pisces, even though you are currently very frustrated at the current state of play, you're not allowing that frustration to come out, as in you're not like making other people miserable or anything through your own frustrations. You know how some people can do that? They take out their crap on everyone else. I'm getting that you're not doing that. You're keeping yourself very reserved, right? It's like you're aware of what's going on. You're completely aware of everything that's going on, but you're not using that as an excuse to make others miserable. There's definitely this sense of quiet contemplation that's going on. Yeah, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. A strange turn of events here, Pisces, that you can take advantage of, that's going to help you to break free from your current restrictions, and it's going to help others. It's like a guiding light for others. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Right? It's a very reasonable and realistic energy. It's very calm, and I like that. You recognize that something needs to change and you're being really calm about it. Yeah, good control of your emotions, 9 of Cups, right? So you're not flipping out, you're not doing anything erratic, you're not bouncing off the walls or doing anything crazy. You're like, yeah, shit needs to change. Okay, so we've got to be smart about this, right? You've also got wish fulfillment here with the 9 of Cups. Right? A movement, because the Wheel of Fortune is movement, a movement that makes you very happy. Something changes up that improves your life for the better. And it's come off of the back of something that you're doing because you're the one that has this desire to change. I'm also reading this energy, Pisces, for those specifically who are worried about anything political, right? They're saying, do you know what? The worst case scenario, it actually isn't gonna happen. Which is a relief. That is a relief. Okay, so you're getting like a spiritual comfort blanket here. Okay. That the worst case scenario is not going to happen. That's not to say that you can rest on your laurels and not do anything, because remember, you've got this desire to change something up, so it starts from within you first and foremost, okay? You still to be that guiding light for others, right? You still to do what Pisces do best, which is to support others, and to not be like a doomsayer, right? You know how you get people out there who are nothing but misery and worst case scenario and everything. Well, your energy is really realistic, because you're like, okay, well, if signs of that start to happen, then here's how we should respond, right? So you're not jumping off the deep end or anything here. Like I said, you're very, very calm. And do you know what? It's that calmness that is the guiding light for others. That's what Spirit wants to tell you guys today. Your calmness is that strong, powerful guiding light. Okay. With you being calm and practical and realistic, others are following by your example, right? Okay, so why is this happening? Dark night of the soul. Life brings new meaning. It is always darkest right before the dawn, and healing crisis. Yeah, so somebody is experiencing a dark night of the soul, right? That could be going on a mass scale, or that could be going on within you, Pisces. You could be the one that is currently experiencing this dark night of the soul. And if anybody here is watching and you're like, what the fuck is that? The best way to explain it, it's like an ego death on crack. Okay, it's like an ego death and more. That's putting it in ways that is so utterly simplistic. Okay, there's so much to it that honestly, if I was to go through it all, it would take me hours, right? So yeah, the really simplistic explanation, it's an ego death on crack. So somebody is experiencing this at this point in time, going through a bit of a healing crisis. So let's see if we can find out more. Normally, at the end of this process, and again, how long it's going to take, that depends on who is going through this, right? Because that's a question of how long is a piece of string, right? However, when you do come out the other end of this, your life is genuinely going to have a lot more meaning, because you're going to give it more meaning, right? Yeah, Five of Swords, overcoming your adversaries. And for some of you guys, the adversaries that you're overcoming is going on internally, right? It's like your own inner demons, that sort of thing. You will win this particular battle, as they say. Now, maybe this dark night of the soul has already happened, right? You could be just about coming out of that now, or you could be long out of that energy that has given you the foresight to see what is going on with society at the moment. Okay, I kind of feel like the vast majority of you guys have already rebuilt yourselves and have already rebuilt your own lives. And then that question of, why can't other people see what's going on? I can see what's going on. Why can't they see it? Well, because they've not been through this particular journey that you've already been through yet. Okay? They've not experienced that yet. They've not gone through that awakening process yet. And you have to keep in mind, everybody is on their own journey in their own time. Okay, so you can't force people to wake up. You can't force people to look at what's really going on, right? They're going to do that when they're ready. Okay, can you tell us more about this dark night of the soul? Thank you. Yeah, the moon. The moon for dark night of the soul. I mean, what a perfect card to get for that kind of energy, right? It's fears, secrets, uncertainty. It's something that's going on a deep, deep emotional level that no one else can see. No one else can see what's going on. No one else can see this internal struggle, this internal battle. No one else can see it. I feel like for any Pisces here who is still trying to maneuver through this dark night of the soul, you're feeling utterly, utterly alone right now. And the message that Spirit wants to give you is, you're not on your own. You're absolutely not on your own. Yes, it feels that way. And yes, you are hiding what is going on for you. No one else externally suspects a thing. right? That's how much of a good job you've been doing of trying to keep everything as quote-unquote normal as possible, right? You're nearly there, Pisces. Again, that's only for those who are still currently going through this part of the journey, right? Remember, it's always the darkest before the dawn. They're saying here it's not going to get worse for you, right? They're saying literally, Pisces, you've already been through the worst. It's not going to get any worse, okay? It really isn't. What's going on in your blind spot? Evolution, of course. Yes, this is a natural stage in your own personal evolution, and then once you've come through it, you're going to be able to talk about your experiences with others, which again is going to be that guiding light for others, so that they realize that they're also not alone going through this, right? Like literally, it says every mountain represents an opportunity to climb higher. Okay. This is part of your own evolution. Can you tell us more about Pisces blind spot, please? Thank you. Yeah, the Four of Wands. You're about to reach a significant milestone in your own personal journey here, Pisces. Okay. This is stability. It's a firm foundation. So energetically, you're rebuilding a new foundation for yourself, if you like, upon which you stand, right? And once that firm foundation is in place, nobody's going to be able to knock you down. It sounds cheesy, but that's your message. What else can you tell us about Pisces blind spot, please? Oh, that one's squiffy. Oh, the Knight of Swords, and that's, yeah. Okay, so in your blind spot, Pisces, you might discover that your own ambitions have changed. You might discover that your passions, like that the things that you used to care about, the things that you used to be passionate about, have changed. Like it no longer holds as much meaning for you anymore. Why? Because your priorities have changed. Your priorities have changed, and that's a good thing. That's a really, really good thing. Also, Pisces, I do want to say that unfortunately, it kind of feels to me like somebody around you might try and become aggressive with you, okay? Because you're different. You're a different person now. So if anybody gets aggressive with you because you've changed, you have evolved, right? It's them basically telling you, without saying the words, that they were somehow benefiting from taking advantage of you in the past. And because of this evolution that you're going through, they're no longer able to take advantage of you. And through that, they're going to become a little bit aggressive, very argumentative, okay, because they can no longer benefit, right? So, what is working for you at this time? Wow. Life force. Being in alignment and conscious intentions. Yeah. That's what's working for you. Now, this one here, this card came out for another sign this month. I can't recall who. I think it might have been Capricorn. Don't quote me on that. But that's a Celtic double spiral. And it's all about the interconnectedness of everything and everyone. Okay, it's about polarizations, left and right, positive and negative, dark and light. Right, you can see where this is going straight away, can't you? Because of that double spiral and how it's all about polarizations. It's also a reminder of life is cyclical. Everything and everyone has its seasons. The planet that we're on goes through seasons. The animals on the planet go through their own seasons. The humans on the planet go through their own seasons. Everything on this earth is cyclical, right? Birth, death, rebirth. It's all a big cycle. So with this one, it's balancing out the polarizations, the feminine and the masculine within you, the positive and the negative, right? Because I know a lot of people are all like, oh, I'm sunshine and rainbows, me. I'm all love and light. Okay, that's fine. But what about the darkness? Yeah? It needs to be incorporated also, right? Because as soon as somebody starts even denying that they have any sort of darkness within them, they run the risk of becoming an extremist. And then they don't even realize, oh, they've become completely dark, when in their head they thought that they were completely light. Does that make sense? Is like it swings too far in the one direction, like the scales are all off, because they believe that they're 100% love and light, right? The trick is we have to acknowledge that darkness that everybody has within them, right? The mistakes that we've made, that sort of thing. It's all about the balance. And that's what that double spiral is reminding you guys of. That balance, but it's the balance within, so that we don't become pious or extremist, or do you know what I mean? Because if someone gets to that stage of being an extremist, they can literally justify anything to themselves. They can justify doing the most horrific of things to other people, to animals, like to everyone. They can justify the most evil actions because they've become an extremist, right? So this is all about that balance within you. And your knowledge of all of this, Pisces, right? Your acknowledgement of this. Yes, the light is as equally as important as the dark. I must balance out both. I must acknowledge both, and I must not get stuck on either. That's what's working for you. Okay, and then you going on and sort of teaching other people that same thing through the way that you live, because the way that you live is a shining example to others. Okay, can you tell us more about life force for Pisces, please, for what is working for Pisces? Yeah, Ace of Cups. Exactly. Everything you do, do it with love, kindness, compassion. That's what's working for you. And I like this one because it's not... sometimes in tarot decks, the water in the cup is like shooting out of the cup. And in other decks, it's kind of going all over the place, and it's all, do you know what I mean? It's more like a waterfall coming out of the cup. This one's a lot more controlled because you've got that balance. Yeah, there's equal amounts of the water coming out of the cup on both sides in equal amounts. So again, there's a message about balance, right? Your empathy having boundaries, that's a good balance to have, okay? Giving to yourself and giving to others, that's a good balance to have. It ties in beautifully with that message that you had there. Okay. Right, so how is this likely going to play out? Virtual fog. Okay, it says energy pollution. That's interesting. Energy pollution that causes confusion and disconnection from self. For how this is likely going to play out. So we need to find out more. You can tell us more. Justice. Speaking of balance. Okay, can you tell us about this virtual fog with justice, please? The Five of Wands. Okay. Trials of strength. That's coming out as external energy. For how this is likely going to play out. So, once you've been through the fog yourself, which some of you guys are currently going through it, once you've been through it, you're able to lead others through it, right? So you're not going to be dealing with a situation where it's like the blind leading the blind, right? You're going to be dealing with a situation, Pisces, where you're taking the leadership role here, right? Where you're going to be utilizing your own lived experience, your own knowledge, to help lead others out of the fog that they are currently trying to work through, right? Because they're going to need someone who's been there, who's been through it. They're going to need someone who is balanced, someone to teach them how to do this over here, where you had to learn how to balance out those energies within you. Okay? Others are going to need someone who has that knowledge and wisdom, but also the lived experience behind it as well. Okay. What's this Five of Wands for Pisces? This is Five of Wands. Thank you. Yeah. The Hermit reversed. So the problem is, Pisces, at the moment, there's too many people who are basically not taking accountability for themselves here with the Hermit reversed. There's too many people with this opinion that it's easier to blame others rather than to take accountability for their own shit, yeah? And Eight of Pentacles reversed. Something isn't ready. And I kind of feel like at the moment, Pisces, the vast majority of people are probably not ready. But when they are ready, they will find you. They will find you. It's under there. Yeah, the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That's your current energy. Five of Cups that's feeling at a loss, feeling like, what's the friggin' point? Okay, and then the Emperor underneath that one. That combination is literally saying in order for you to know what you're doing, you have to have lived it first. Okay, because again, the Emperor is someone who's got a lot of experience. That's a good leader. That's a very good leader. I'm just going to backtrack ever so slightly, Pisces, because I need to take another look at this virtual fog, because I kind of feel like there's another message here that needs to come through. Can you tell us more about this virtual fog, this energetic pollution? The Seven of Cups, that's off center. For energetic pollution, there's too many distractions, not enough balance, not enough harmony, and the World, that's also off center. Okay. Right. There's a message here about having to take a couple of steps backwards in order to start moving forwards. It sounds like a really strange thing to say. It sounds really counterproductive. But that's what needs to happen here, Pisces. Either you or the world at large is needing to go backwards somewhat in order to see the potential consequences, what might happen should nothing change. So it's not being focused on the worst case scenario, but it's being aware of what the worst case scenario might hold in order to avoid that. Do you know, Pisces, I definitely feel like you're trying to awaken a world of sleepwalking people and wondering why it's not working, because they can't be forced awake. Okay. Energetic pollution, yeah, with all this scattered energy coming out. So at the moment you need to focus on your own journey. Okay. Right, let's get you some guidance. What else for Pisces, please? Oh. Okay, learn new things. It'll help you in the future. Learn how to honour and treat your body well. I had to stifle a sneeze there, Pisces. I do apologise. Challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. Yeah. You're on a journey of discovering your life purpose. Interesting. So that's why it feels really heavy and intense. And if you need to break the rules, do it with conviction to make a difference. Yep. So when you believe in what it is that you say and what it is that you do, straight away, Pisces, you're going to be far more believable. Okay? When you do everything with conviction, people will follow. People will listen. And then people can start moving out on their own, right? When the world feels like it's coming crashing down around you, take that as an opportunity to find yourself and to let go of who you thought you were. Not all storms come to destroy your life. Some come to clear your path. Decide that this crisis will be the turning point for what you have been waiting for. Right? Okay. So apparently there's very valid reasons as to why you went through that dark night of the soul. Right? That was your turning point. Even though, granted, it didn't feel like it. But it was. Okay, it is important to take breaks from all of the shitty people in your life, because if you don't, you might end up with a clogged artery and shits for brains. Yes, right now is not going to be the time for you to be engaging with shitty individuals. That's also a warning against the echo chamber. Okay. Stay away from anyone who is just looking for an echo chamber, and certainly don't partake in that yourself. Okay, because we all need to have differences of opinions and ideas and whatnots, and if we start to act shitty, then it's important to have certain people around us to let us know, whoa, you're acting shitty. Okay, echo chambers can be quite dangerous. So yeah, but that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that reading has been helpful. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. My link for that is in the description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.